Hey everyone, and welcome back to the Deep Dive. Today we are diving into a topic that's both ancient and really relevant to our world today. Fallen angels, forbidden knowledge, and the mysterious Nephilim. Have you ever wondered where these myths about giants and, these like superhuman beings come from?
Oh, yeah.
Well, get ready for some really surprising answers, because our deep dive today might just kind of shake up everything you thought you knew.
Yeah, it's fascinating stuff.
We'll be exploring the Book of Enoch and a particularly interesting chapter from Fallen Angels
Yeah.
to uncover the secrets of these beings. What's so fascinating here is that the Book of Enoch,
Right.
while it's not considered, canonical by every single Christian denomination,
Yeah, that's true.
it provides a detailed account of these events.
Yeah.
Specifically, the fall of the Watchers. These weren't just any angels.
Yeah.
They were tasked with observing humanity, almost like,
Yeah.
celestial guardians.
Mm-hmm.
But their mission took a dark turn when they were seduced by human women and chose to defy God's divine order.
Yeah.
So, okay, let's unpack this forbidden romance angle. I mean, we're talking about angels, beings of pure spirit, right?
Right.
What led them to these, let's call them earthly desires?
Well, the text suggests they were enticed by the beauty of human women,
Okay.
and this lust led them to transgress their heavenly boundaries.
Wow.
They descended to earth, they took wives and fathered children, the Nephilim.
Yeah.
And here's where it gets really interesting. They didn't just integrate into human society.
Yeah.
They shared forbidden knowledge, things humans weren't meant to know.
That's right. The Fallen Angels source specifically mentions crafts, magic, weaponry. It's almost like they unleashed a Pandora's box of secrets onto humanity.
Yeah, it makes you wonder.
It makes you wonder, was this a deliberate act of rebellion? Or were they blinded by their own desires, not fully grasping the consequences of their actions?
That's an important question to consider.
Yeah.
Were they intentionally trying to corrupt humanity, or was it a tragic case of good intentions gone wrong? Either way, the consequences were devastating. The Book of Enoch vividly describes the Nephilim as giants who consumed all acquisitions of men and began to sin against birds and beasts and reptiles and fish. The world descended into chaos and violence.
That's a chilling picture. It's like a cautionary tale about the seductive nature of power and forbidden knowledge. But it also raises a question, how much of this ancient story is symbolic?
Right.
And how much is meant to be taken literally?
That's a debate that scholars have been grappling with for centuries.
Yeah.
Some interpret the Nephilim as representations of the corrupting influence of power and sin,
Right.
while others believe in their literal existence as giant hybrid beings.
So what happened next? Did God just sit back and watch as the world spiraled into chaos?
No, the Book of Enoch describes God's judgment and intervention. He imprisoned the Watchers and unleashed the great deluge,
Right.
the flood that wiped out the Nephilim and cleansed the earth. But here's where the fallen angels source adds another layer of intrigue.
Here's where it gets really interesting. Tell us more.
The author suggests that these fallen angels, perhaps even before the flood, started posing as gods in various cultures throughout history.
Wow.
It's as if they were trying to establish their own dominion, a rival kingdom to the true gods.
Wow. They give specific examples too, right? Babylonian gods, Egyptian gods, even those found in Norse mythology.
Oh, right. Exactly.
It makes you wonder if some of these ancient pantheons with their complex hierarchies and often morally ambiguous deities
Right.
could be echoes of this ancient spiritual war.
It's a fascinating theory,
Yeah.
and it challenges us to look at ancient mythology with fresh eyes. Were these simply stories created by human imagination?
Right.
Or could they be glimpses into a realm of spiritual beings and cosmic conflicts that we're only beginning to understand?
Now let's dive into the fallen angel source and explore its roll call of specific fallen angels. Some of these names are seriously intense. It's
Yeah.
like something out of a fantasy novel.
Mm-hmm.
But could their names hold clues to their roles in this cosmic drama?
Absolutely. While the exact meanings of all their names are debated, linguistic analysis and comparisons to other ancient texts can offer valuable insights.
Right.
Let's start with the first one mentioned, Semjaza.
Semjasa.
Mm.
It sounds like a name whispered in the shadows.
Yeah.
What does his name tell us?
Semjaza is often interpreted as he who sees the name or the name see observes. It suggests someone privy to hidden knowledge, perhaps a master of secrets.
Ooh, that sends shivers down my spine. It's like something straight out of a conspiracy theory, a secret society guarding ancient forbidden knowledge.
Right.
Okay, I'm hooked.
Ah.
Who's next on this list of fallen angels?
Next, we have Erakiel.
Erakiel. It's got a powerful ring to it, like some kind of archangel or demon lord. What secrets does his name hold?
Unfortunately, the exact meaning of Erakiel is uncertain. While we can analyze its structure and possible roots,
Okay.
a definitive interpretation remains elusive.
Another mystery. It makes you wonder if some of this knowledge has been lost to time, or maybe it was intentionally kept hidden from us. But hey, maybe that's part of the allure, piecing together the puzzle with the fragments we do have.
That's a great attitude to have, and it's a reminder that the pursuit of knowledge is often a journey, not a destination. Sometimes the most intriguing discoveries come when we embrace the mystery and keep searching for answers.
Okay, I'm ready for more. Who's next on this fallen angel lineup?
The next one is Ramael. And you guessed it, his name's meaning also remains a mystery.
Seriously, 2 in a row with unknown meanings. It's like these fallen angels are deliberately trying to make this difficult for us. But hey, maybe that's just a test of our dedication. The true knowledge is revealed only to those who are persistent enough to keep searching.
That's a great way to look at it. It's a reminder that the pursuit of knowledge requires patience, perseverance, and a willingness to embrace the unknown.
All right, challenge accepted. Let's hear about the next fallen angel. Who's up next?
The next one is Kokabiel, whose name translates to Star of God or Star with God.
Star of God. Now that's a name that sparks the imagination. It conjures up images of celestial power and cosmic knowledge. Could it be that Kokabiel was the one who tempted humans with forbidden astronomical secrets, perhaps leading them to worship the stars or seek power through astrology?
It's certainly possible. We know from ancient history that many cultures were fascinated by the stars and saw them as holding divine significance. Some even believed that the stars could influence human destiny. Perhaps Kokabiel exploited that fascination, leading people astray with promises of power or knowledge that ultimately proved to be their undoing.
It makes you think about modern-day obsessions with astrology and the occult. Are these harmless pursuits, or could there be a darker side, a hidden danger in seeking knowledge and guidance from sources outside of God's will?
That's a question worth pondering. It reminds us that discernment is crucial, especially in a world where information is so readily available. We need to be careful about the sources we trust and the paths we choose to follow.
Okay, let's move on to the next fallen angel on our list. Who's next?
Next, we have Temiel. Unfortunately, like a few others on this list, the meaning of his name remains a mystery.
Another enigma. It's like these fallen angels were trying to keep some of their secrets hidden, even in their names. But hey, maybe that just adds to their mystique, right?
True, and it reminds us that there are limits to our understanding. We may never know the full extent of their motivations or the intricacies of their fallen world, but that doesn't mean we can't learn from their story and apply those lessons to our own lives.
Okay, enough teasing. Give us another name, expert speaker. Who's next on this fallen angel roll call?
The next one is Ramiel, and unfortunately his name's meaning is also unknown.
Wow. 2 in a row with unknown meanings. It's like they're trying to make this extra challenging for us. But maybe there's a lesson here. Maybe it's not always about finding concrete answers. Maybe it's about embracing the mystery and acknowledging that there are some things we may never fully understand.
I like that perspective. It's a reminder that humility is essential in the pursuit of knowledge. We need to be open to the possibility that we don't have all the answers and that some questions may remain unanswered.
Okay, I'm ready to dive back into the mystery. Who's next on our list?
The next one is Danel, which can be interpreted as God is my judge or God has judged. This one is quite interesting, isn't it?
It is. It almost sounds like a statement of defiance. Like he's acknowledging God's judgment but refusing to accept it. Or maybe it's a reflection of his own internal struggle, knowing he's gone against God, but unable to turn back.
That's a really insightful interpretation. It speaks to the complexity of these fallen beings. They're not just mindless monsters. They're individuals with their own stories, motivations, and perhaps even regrets.
It's like they're trapped in a cycle of rebellion and self-destruction. They've tasted forbidden knowledge and power, but it's left them empty and alienated from their Creator. It makes you wonder if there's a part of them that longs to return to God's grace, but they're too far gone.
That's a profound thought. And it raises a question about the nature of redemption. Is it possible for these fallen angels to find forgiveness and restoration? Or are they forever bound to their fallen state?
Those are questions that theologians have debated for centuries. But it's a reminder that even in the midst of darkness and despair, there's always hope. God's love and mercy are boundless, and even the most lost souls can find their way back to Him. if they choose to repent.
Okay, let's keep this fallen angel parade moving. Who's next on our list?
Next, we have Ezekiel, and his name means God will strengthen, or God has strengthened.
Wait a minute, God will strengthen. That sounds awfully positive for a fallen angel. It doesn't quite fit the pattern we've seen so far.
You're right, it is a bit of an anomaly. It could be that his name is a remnant of his former life, a time before his fall from grace. Or perhaps it represents a twisted version of his original purpose, using strength not for good but for evil. Ooh, I like that. It's like there's the backstory here, a whole universe of events and motivations that we can only glimpse through these names and fragments of ancient texts. It makes you wonder what Ezekiel's role was in the rebellion. Was he a reluctant participant, or did he embrace his fallen nature with zeal?
That's a question that sparks the imagination. And it reminds us that even in the midst of darkness and rebellion, there can be glimpses of what once was, of the potential for good that was lost.
Okay, I'm hooked on this fallen angel deep dive. Who's next on our list?
The next one is Barak Ijal, and unfortunately, his name's meaning remains unknown.
Okay, that's starting to feel like a broken record. So many of these names with unknown meanings. It makes you wonder if some of that knowledge has been lost to time, or maybe it was intentionally kept hidden from us humans. But hey, maybe that's part of the fun, trying to piece together the puzzle with the pieces we do have.
Exactly. And it's a reminder that there's always more to discover, more layers to uncover in these ancient stories. It's an invitation to keep exploring, keep asking questions, and keep seeking deeper understanding.
Well, I'm definitely feeling inspired to keep digging. Let's hear about the next fallen angel on this list.
Next, we have Asal. And as with a few of the others, we don't have a clear interpretation for his name.
Another mystery. It's almost like these unknown names represent the vastness of the spiritual realm, all the things we don't yet understand about these celestial beings. But let's not get discouraged. There's still plenty to learn, even if we don't have all the answers.
Absolutely. And sometimes the mysteries are what make the journey so captivating. They keep us curious, keep us searching for deeper meaning, and remind us that there's always more to discover.
All right, let's keep this fallen angel roll call going. Who's next?
The next one is Armaros. Unfortunately, the meaning of his name is also unknown.
Okay, seriously. Are we ever going to get a break from these unknown meanings? It's like we're hitting a wall every other name. But hey, maybe that's a sign that we need to look beyond just the literal meanings of these names. Maybe there are deeper symbolic meanings that we need to uncover.
That's a great point. It challenges us to think outside the box, to consider the context of these names, the stories they're embedded in, and the possible connections to other ancient myths and legends. It's like we're not just decoding a list of names, we're uncovering a whole hidden world of ancient knowledge and spiritual warfare.
I love that perspective. It's both exciting and a little bit daunting. Okay, enough speculating. Let's get back to the list. Who's next?
The next fallen angel on our list is Batarel. And you guessed it, the meaning of his name is also unknown.
You're killing me, expert speaker. Another unknown meaning. It's like these fallen angels are playing a cosmic game of hide and seek with us. But hey, at least it's keeping things interesting.
It certainly is, and it reinforces the idea that there's always more to learn, more to discover about these ancient beings and their impact on the world. It's a journey without a definitive end.
Okay, you win. I'm officially intrigued. Let's hear about the next fallen angel. Maybe this one will finally have a name we can decipher.
Next up is Ananel. And unfortunately, the meaning of Ananel's name is also unknown.
Okay, you're officially messing with me now. 3 in a row with unknown meanings. It's like these fallen angels are playing a cosmic game of keep away with us. But you know what? I'm not giving up. Maybe the real lesson here is that true knowledge requires effort, persistence, and a willingness to embrace the mystery.
That's a great way to look at it. It's a reminder that the pursuit of knowledge is often a journey, not a destination. And sometimes the obstacles we encounter along the way make the discovery even more rewarding.
All right, I'm feeling motivated. Let's hear about the next fallen angel. Hopefully we can break this streak of mystery names.
Next up is Zachiel, and his name means God remembers, or God has remembered.
Okay, finally, a name with meaning. And it's a pretty powerful one too, God remembers. It's like a reminder that even in the midst of rebellion and chaos, God is still aware, still watching. Or maybe it suggests that Zachiel himself is remembering something, perhaps a time before his fall when he was still in God's favor.
That's a very insightful interpretation. It speaks to the idea that even in the darkest of times, there's always a glimmer of hope, a possibility of redemption. And it also highlights the importance of memory, of remembering where we came from and who we truly are.
Whoa, that's deep. It makes you wonder if those whispers of conscience, those pangs of guilt or regret, are signs that God is calling us back to himself, even when we've strayed from his path. Maybe it's never too late to turn back to seek forgiveness and restoration.
That's a beautiful thought. It reminds us that God's love and mercy are always available to us no matter how far we've fallen.
Okay, I'm ready for more. Who's next on this list of fallen angels?
The next one is Shamziel, whose name can be understood as Son of God or Son with God.
Son of God. Now that's a name that evokes power and brilliance. Was he associated with sun worship, maybe even posing as a solar deity in some ancient cultures? I mean, the sun has always been a symbol of life and energy, but it can also be destructive if you get too close.
That's a fascinating connection. It makes you think about how even the most powerful and life-giving forces can be corrupted or distorted, used for purposes that are ultimately harmful. And it also speaks to the enduring power of symbolism, how ancient myths and legends can still resonate with us today.
It's like those ancient stories or warnings, reminding us that even the most beautiful and alluring things can be dangerous if we're not careful. We need to be discerning to seek wisdom and guidance from God so that we don't fall prey to false promises and deceptive appearances.
Absolutely. It's about seeking true light and understanding not just the superficial or the fleeting.
This is blowing my mind.
Yeah.
Okay, we're nearing the end of our fallen angel lineup. Give us the next name.
Next is Satarel, and unfortunately we don't have a clear meaning for his name.
Are you serious? Another one. It's like these fallen angels are playing a cosmic prank on us, teasing us with glimpses of their secrets, but never fully revealing them. But you know what I'm not giving up? Maybe the real lesson here is that true knowledge requires effort, persistence, and a willingness to embrace the mystery.
I love that perspective. It reminds us that the pursuit of knowledge is a lifelong journey full of twists and turns and sometimes dead ends. But the journey itself is where the real growth and discovery happen.
All right, 2 more to go. Let's hear about the next fallen angel.
Next up is Turel, and once again his name's meaning is unknown.
Okay, I officially give up. It's like these fallen angels are speaking a language we can't fully understand, a language shrouded in mystery and ancient secrets. But hey, maybe that's part of their allure. After all, the unknown always sparks curiosity, right?
Absolutely. And it's a reminder that there's always more to explore, more to discover. The universe of knowledge is vast and ever expanding, and there will always be mysteries that elude our grasp.
All right, let's finish strong. Give us the last name on this fallen angel roll call.
The last one on our list is Jomjel. And as you might have guessed by now, the meaning of his name is also unknown.
Well, that's a fitting end to our fallen angel deep dive, isn't it? Ending on a mystery, a question mark hanging in the air. It's like these ancient beings are still whispering their secrets, challenging us to keep searching, keep questioning, keep seeking the truth. But maybe that's the point. Maybe the real treasure isn't the answers themselves, but the journey of seeking the process of growing in wisdom and discernment.
That's a beautiful way to put it. It's a reminder that the pursuit of knowledge is not just about accumulating facts, but about transforming ourselves, becoming more discerning, more compassionate, and more connected to the divine.
So, dear listeners, we leave you with this final thought-provoking question. If you could ask one of these fallen angels a question, what would it be? And what do you think their answer might reveal about the world we live in? Let us know your thoughts, and until next time, keep seeking, keep questioning, and keep exploring.